Hi everyone, and welcome to the next lesson in this series on AWS fundamentals. So the next service that we'll be looking at is Amazon LightSail. So I already have typed it in here. So here it is. So just go ahead and type in LightSail, and you can go ahead and just bookmark it here. So with LightSail, we'll be able to actually launch and manage our own virtual servers. So this is very similar to Amazon EC2. So let's bookmark this. Here we go. And let's open it up. Now you're probably wondering, okay, should I use LightSail or Amazon EC2? Always use Amazon EC2 for your servers. Do not use LightSail, okay? LightSail is basically if you used for those that have zero cloud experience, if you're just getting into cloud computing. And what I mean by that, that means you have no experience. You don't understand Amazon S3, you don't understand databases, you understand nothing. So this is really for complete beginners to AWS in every regard. And it's also not suitable for actual tasks that you put into production. I mean, you can use it to create virtual servers, instances, and go ahead and put it into production, but it's highly, recommended that you don't. This is good if you wanna, test something in development that's very small. I'm talking about a very small project. Then Amazon LightSail can be a way to go, but still, for me personally, I would rather use Amazon EC2, even for small tasks and development. But Amazon LightSail is an alternative that you can look into. So you can go ahead and create your instance here. So, for example, you can see you can create instances, containers, databases. You can also follow on networking. You can look at storage. So it's very similar to what we've seen on AWS. Now you'll notice here we went to another website effectively, so lightsail.aws. So it is quite separate in a way. So let me show you an example of how you would create an EC2 instance. So you can say create instance and choose your location, of course. To do that, you just say change AWS region and availability zone. So you can just set it there. And then you would just choose your instance image. So you'll realize this is very similar to what we did when we created our EC2 instance. It's just like much simpler. And we can see there's more icons, images, more user-friendly, as you can see. And the cool thing, you can also choose a blueprint. So we could choose app and OS or OS only. So with app and OS, you can see you can create some applications with the mean stack, Node.js, Ghost, GitLab, Django. Of course, be aware this is the older version. Or you can just select a blueprint based on OS. Now, in our case, we were using Amazon Linux 2. So I'm going to leave it as the default. Just a little bit of information about Amazon Linux 2 here. Okay, we can add a launch script. Okay, this was similar to the user data that I mentioned earlier in my videos. And you can also change the SSH key pair if you'd like. Okay, then you can see here the instance plan. So you can see roughly how much it costs, what you get with it. So you can see the memory that you get, the processing, storage, transfer, and do be aware if you are utilizing AWS, the free tier of AWS, and you just created your account, all right, you will be eligible for the first 3 months. Okay, will be free. So there won't be any risk or anything at all. So I'm just going to choose this one here. And you can choose to name your instance if you'd like. And we can go ahead and say create instance. Okay, so let's just wait for this. Okay, so it is taking some time to propagate. So what I'm going to do is wait until it's running. Now, do not open it up once it's running immediately. I would suggest waiting for about 1 or 2 minutes after it says running and then to connect to it. So let's just wait for a little bit and then we'll get right back to it, all right? All right. So now you should see something that bears a resemblance of your EC2 instance, only you've now declared it in Amazon LightSail. So another thing I wanted to mention about LightSail, it does have a capacity limit. So when it comes to Amazon EC2, there's more that you can do with it. You're very limited with Amazon LightSail. So this is also why I said that it's only suitable for very small scale tasks or simple checks that you want to do and perform on simple applications that you develop. Very simple. So you can actually go ahead and click here on these options and you can choose what you want to do with this Amazon instance. So you can connect to it, manage it, stop, reboot, and delete. So let's say, for example, we want to connect to it. So just go ahead and click on connect. And then you'll notice once you've clicked on connect, you'll be able to see this area here. So this is very similar to, SSHing into our EC2 instance, but we're not SSHing. It's very similar then to EC2 instance connect. So here, what we can do technically, we're in our server. We can technically deploy any web application that we would like on our instance here via LightSail. So very simple, very easy to use. I wouldn't really recommend you use this, but it's good to know so you have context. And if you want to, for example, develop a small, very small application, I'm talking smaller than small, like a mini one, then yeah, I don't see the problem with utilizing Amazon LightSail as a test. Perfectly fine. Definitely something that you can use. I don't think it's such a bad idea. But if you really want to develop something that you want to go into production, even for testing at a production level, best to rather use Amazon EC2. But if you want to check a small, simple project before you put it into production, this is definitely the way to go. And I think it's something that you should look into at that point. Just bear in mind the pricing and the cost so that you're aware of it. Okay, so what we can do here is we can just close this. And just to clean up here, we can just click here. And you just want to say delete to delete this instance. And just confirm it and say yes, delete. Okay, there we go. So it will take some time to delete, but as long as you've been redirected to this page, you're good to go. You can just close that tab. And that's that. So just a little bit on Amazon LightSail. So another service that we can use to create sort of instances. You saw we can also create database instances as well. It's pretty much like a mini AWS, you could say, LightSail. So like a small version of Amazon Web Services that is still part of AWS, if you get what I mean, like a subsidiary of it. Okay, anyway, guys, that's all from me. So I just wanted to introduce you to LightSail so you have a bit of some knowledge over it, and you can check that out if you'd like at some point. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you.